listening to Full Circle Weekly News of the open source community presented by Full Circle Magazine. These articles are compiled by Eric the Unready, and I'm your host, Moss Bliss. This is episode 417, covering week 23, June 2nd to 8th, 2025. A new release of pfSense CE 2.8.0 has been published. The distribution is based on the FreeBSD code base with some code from the MonoWall project and the PF packet filter. An ISO image for the AMD 64 architecture has been prepared for download. The distribution is managed via a web interface. Captive Portal, NAT, VPN, and PPPoE can be used to administer user access to a wired or wireless network. A wide range of options for limiting bandwidth, limiting the number of simultaneous connections, filtering traffic, and creating fault-tolerant configurations based on CARP is supported. Operation statistics are displayed as in graphs or in a table. The user interface has been rewritten to use the free automatic configuration backup service, which allows you to automatically save backup copies of settings to the Netgate cloud storage. The ability to change the device key used for encryption has been added. The initiative to transform GNOME OS from a distribution for GNOME testers and developers into a general-purpose distribution suitable for everyday use by regular users has entered a new phase. The readiness of GNOME OS nightly builds for testing by developers and advanced users has been announced. The main goal of testing is to hone the system while using GNOME OS on real hardware as the main OS. To encourage GNOME OS testing, a contest has been established where the winner will receive a OnePlus 6 smartphone with a firmware based on Postmarket OS. The winner will be the user who has collected the most points, awarded based on the calculation: 10 points for daily use of GNOME OS on the main computer for at least 4 weeks, 1 point for each correct bug report, 3 points for each accepted pull request, 5 points for each fix of an issue posted in the bug tracking system. Oracle has published Oracle Linux 9.6 based off Red Hat Enterprise Linux 9.6 and fully binary compatible with it. Installation ISO images prepared for the x86-64 and ARM64 architectures are offered for download. For Oracle Linux 9, unlimited and free access to the Yum repository with binary package updates with the elimination of errors and security issues is open. Separately, supported repositories with sets of application stream and code-ready builder packages are also prepared for download. In addition to the kernel package from RHEL, Oracle Linux offers its own kernel, Unbreakable Enterprise Kernel 8, based on Linux kernel 6.12 and optimized for working with Oracle industrial software and hardware. The kernel source code, including a breakdown into separate patches, is available in Oracle's public Git repository. The release of Raw Therapy 5.12 has been published. It provides tools for editing photos and converting raw images. The program supports a large number of raw file formats, including cameras with Foveon and X-Trans sensors, and can also work with the Adobe DNG standard and with JPEG, PNF, and TIFF formats. The project code is written in C++ using GTK and is distributed on the GPLv3 license. Builds are available for Linux, AppImage, macOS, and Windows. Raw Therapy provides a set of tools for color correction, white balance, brightness, and contrast adjustment, as well as automatic image quality enhancement and noise removal. Several algorithms for image quality normalization, lighting correction, noise reduction, detail enhancement, shadow reduction, edge and perspective correction, automatic removal of dead pixels and exposure changes, sharpening, scratch, and dust removal have been implemented. Meta has released the IGL 1.1 Intermediate Graphics Library, which provides a universal low-level API for GPU management. The IGL API covers typical GPU functionality and allows you to create cross-platform applications that can run on top of the OpenGL, Metal, and Vulkan graphics APIs on Android, iOS, Linux, macOS, and Windows systems, as well as use WebGL for rendering on the web when compiling the application into WebAssembly intermediate code. The IGL library is written in C++ and is distributed under the MIT license. Backends are provided for Metal 2+, OpenGL 2.x, OpenGL 3.1x+, OpenGL ES 2.0+, Vulkan 1.1, and WebGL 2.0 APIs. The library is suitable for developing games, 3D modeling systems, and any other projects that require high-quality graphics support. The library supports extensions which can be used to integrate additional functionality and implement emerging non-standard developer needs. The E/OS 3.0 mobile platform has been released. The platform was founded by Gail Duvall. The project supports 221 smartphone models and creates firmware builds for the most popular ones. Proprietary device editions have been prepared under the Murena 1, Murena 2, Murena Fairphone 4 and 5, Murena TerraCube 2E, and Murena Pixel 5 and 7 brands. EOS includes the Micro G package, which offers independent analog replacements of Google services. For determining the location via Wi-Fi and base stations without GPS, the unified NLP layer is capable of working via BeaconDB, OpenWLAN Map, OpenBMap, OpenCell ID, LACells.db, and other alternative services. The Murena Find metasearch service is offered, a metasearch service based on a fork of the search engine, anonymizing the queries sent. The user interface includes its own environment for launching applications, Bliss Launcher, an improved notification system, a new lock screen, and a different style design. Bliss Launcher uses a set of automatically scalable icons developed for /E/OS and a separate selection of widgets, for example, a widget for displaying the weather forecast. Murena Cloud provides 1 GB free of charge for storing your data, synchronizing applications, and backups. The OTA9 focal firmware has been released, developed by the UBports project. This is the 8th release of Ubuntu Touch based on the Ubuntu 20.04 package base. Ubuntu Touch OTA9 focal update will be generated in the coming days for a large number of phones and tablets, including new builds for Lenovo Tab M10 HD 2nd Gen and Xiaomi Redmi 9/9 Prime. PeerTube 7.2 has been released, creating an independent, decentralized video hosting and broadcasting system that are alternative to services such as YouTube, Dailymotion, and Vimeo. The content distribution network created with PeerTube is based on linking visitors' browsers together and using P2P communications. The project code is distributed under the AGPL v3 license. PeerTube allows you to launch your own video distribution server and connect it to a common federated network. Visitors participate in the delivery of content and have the ability to subscribe to channels and receive notifications about new videos, regardless of which server they use. The PeerTube Federated Network is formed as a community of interconnected small video hosting servers with its own administrator and rules. The ActivityPub protocol is used for interaction between servers in a federated network. When viewing a video, data is loaded if possible by accessing the browsers of other visitors viewing the same content. PeerTube allows servers to cache videos from other authors. This creates a distributed network of not only clients but also servers and ensures fault tolerance. In addition to distributing finished videos, there is support for live streaming with content delivery in P2P mode. Standard programs such as OBS can be used to manage streaming. The platform is now based on the use of HLS, HTTP live streaming protocol, used in conjunction with WebRTC, allowing adaptive flow control depending on the bandwidth. Rocky Linux 9.6 was released. Rocky is binary compatible with Red Hat Enterprise Linux and can be used as a replacement for RHEL 9.6 and CentOS 9 Stream. Support for Rocky Linux 9 branch will be carried out until May 31, 2032. Rocky Linux installation ISO images are prepared for the x86-64, AArch64, PBC64LE, and S390X architectures. Additionally, live builds with GNOME, KDE, Cinnamon, and XFCE desktops are offered, published for the x86-64 architecture. Among the changes, the delivery of OpenLDAP 2.6.8, PyQt Builder 1.12.2, and SPIR-V headers 1.5.5 packages are in a separate Plus repository, and the NFV repository of packages for virtualization of network components developed by the NFV-SIG group. Rocky Linux also supports the Code-Ready Builder with additional packages for developers, replaced PowerTools RT, High Availability, Resilient Storage, SAP, and Safana repositories. An experimental package with the kernel-UKI has been added, providing a unified kernel image certified with a separate key for secure boot. The SeaMonkey 2.53.21 suite of Internet applications has been released. It combines a web browser, email client, NNTP conference client, newsfeed aggregation system, and WYSIWYG HTML page editor in one product. The Chatzilla IRC client, DOM Inspector, a web developer toolkit, and Lightning Calendar Planner are offered as pre-installed add-ons. SeaMonkey 2.53 is based on the Firefox 60.8 browser engine with security fixes and some improvements ported from the current Firefox branches. Canonical has announced that it will no longer support the Bazaar version control system in Launchpad, the Ubuntu development platform used to collaborate on code, track bugs, review changes, build and host packages. In 2015, Launchpad added support for Git, which has since become the primary change control system for Code.R. Launchpad will deprecate Bazaar in 2 stages. The first stage will see Launchpad disable the web front end used to navigate code in Bazaar repositories. Log analysis has shown that almost no one uses this interface anymore, and almost all requests are related to bot activity. The second stage will see the code hosting backend disabled, which will make it impossible to pull, push, and merge Bazaar repositories hosted in Launchpad. The launch date for the first stage is said to be coming soon. The second stage is scheduled for September 1st, 2025. Launchpad users should migrate their repositories from Bazaar to Git before September 1st. WXWidgets 3.3.0 toolkit has been released, allowing you to create graphical interfaces for Linux, Windows, Mac OS, Unix-like systems, and mobile platforms. The toolkit is written in C++ and is distributed under the free WX Windows Library license, approved by the Free Software Foundation and the OSI organization based on the LGPL. In addition to C++ support, WXWidgets provides bindings for most popular programming languages. The interface in applications using WXWidgets has a native look and feel for the target system, thanks to the use of system APIs rather than a simulated GUI. WXWidgets 3.3.0 is positioned as a development branch where new features are developed for 3.4.0. The WXWidgets 3.3.0 branch is marked as suitable for use in working projects. Changes that break compatibility are isolated, and in general, the 3.3 branch is almost completely compatible with WXWidgets 3.2 at the API level. The developers of the Redox operating system announced the implementation of support for the X11 protocol in the Orbital display server developed by the project, which uses the ICE library. The added feature allows you to run applications using X11 and Redox without making changes to the code. The implementation of X11 support in Orbital is conceptually similar to the use of X-Wayland in Wayland-based environments. Among the achievements related to the graphics stack, the implementation of GTK3 library support in Redox and the provision of Mesa EGL support are also noted. A separate project is being developed to port Wayland support to Redox. It is assumed that the code created for launching X11 applications will be used in the future to implement Wayland support. The project develops its own package manager, a set of standard utilities, the Ion command shell, the relibc standard C library, the Vim-like Sodium text editor, a network stack, and a file system. Configuration is specified in the Tamil language. For compatibility with existing applications, a POSIX layer is provided, allowing many programs to be run without porting. The multi-track video editor Flowblade 2.22 is now available. It is designed to compose videos from individual videos, audio files, and images. The editor provides tools for trimming clips down to individual frames using filters, defining your own order of application of tools, adjusting the behavior of timeline, compositing images. For example, you can rotate, gradually replace, and create transition effects. The project code is written in Python and distributed under the GPL v3 license, and it is available as a Flatpak. The MLT framework is used to manage video editing. The FFmpeg package is used to process various video, audio, and image formats. The interface is built using PyGTK. The NumPy library is used for mathematical calculations, and PIL is used for image processing. More than 50 image filters and more than 30 sound filters are provided. In addition, it is possible to use plugins with video effects from the Freeor collection, as well as LADSPA sound plugins and gmic image filters. The Linux Foundation has introduced the FAIR, Federated and Independent Repositories project, which provides a decentralized alternative to the WordPress plugin and theme distribution ecosystem. FAIR allows you to create your own repositories and mirrors for plugin delivery on your servers independent of the centralized WordPress.org hosting. The code is written in PHP and is distributed under the GPL v2+ license. FAIR can be delivered both as a standalone plugin and as a FAIR distro distribution, which includes the WordPress platform with pre-installed FAIR components. Using FAIR allows you to create separate infrastructures that are not dependent on possible blocking and protected from package substitution in the centralized catalog. The Hyperland composite server and related package such as Hyperland-protocols and hyperutils has been removed from the Debian testing repository and will not be included in the final stable release of Debian 13. The Debian unstable branch retains the Hyperland packages, but they are still based on the legacy 0.41 release. The reason for excluding Hyperland was a request from the maintainer, who stated that Hyperland 0.41.2 supplied in the Debian package was far behind the current state of the project, and it was impossible to provide support for the older version throughout the life cycle of Debian 13. The Hyperland project is under active development and regularly creates new releases with changes that do not preserve backward compatibility. The migration of packages to the new release is hampered by the fact that Hyperland 0.42 stopped using the WL-Roots library in favor of its own implementation of the Wayland protocol and the Aquamarine rendering library. The release of the NST42 Live distribution was announced. It is designed to analyze network security and monitor the operation thereof. A special repository has been prepared for Fedora Linux users, which makes it possible to install everything created within the NST project into an already installed system. The distribution is based on Fedora and allows installation of additional packages from external repositories compatible with Fedora Linux. The distribution includes a large selection of applications related to network security. A special web interface has been prepared to manage the security verification process and automate the calling of various utilities, which also integrates a web front-end for the Wireshark network analyzer. The distribution's graphical environment is based on Fluxbox. You've been listening to Full Circle Weekly News. For more details, see the next issue of the magazine at fullcirclemagazine.org or check the links in the show notes. You can contact me at bardmoss@pm.me. I'll see you next week.